over time, you're going to see that this morphs and changes, and the goals that you have right now are too low. When I first started, my goal was to make $1,000 a month and retire when I was 40 years old. And just recently, you watched with the live account, I was doing the equivalent of what would be 15 months in less than 5 minutes. Not demo. That's not to brag. I'm not here to do that, but I'm just saying that what you have in mind right now for yourself, it's too small. But that is not an enticement for you to speed up and rush through the process of going through the motions of back testing, studying, doing lots of personal reflections. How often do you meditate on yourself and think about what it is that you've done? What do you think about? What does your mind gravitate to throughout the day? What's the last thoughts you have before you go to bed? What's the first thoughts you think of when you first wake up? Over time, you're going to start seeing those things change from worrisome, what if I fail? What if it takes longer than I thought it was going to take? What if I lose this next trade? What if I blow my account? What if I draw down more than I'm comfortable with? What then? All those types of thoughts, they're adversarial. Thinking about the negative side and empowering it, giving it energy, constantly feeding it your attention and your concern makes it formidable. At some point in your progression and learning and development, there's going to be a paradigm shift that takes place. It's going to be unique and at a different stage in time for all of you. But at some point, by doing the things I'm telling you to do and avoiding the things I'm telling you to avoid, and the people that are toxic, you filter them out. The things that are not empowering to you, the things that invite the negative what if thinking. When you block all that stuff out and you look at the present concerns that you have for yourself, what are the adversities that you see within yourself or down the road, near term? Some of you are thinking, I might not learn this by this specific time. I have this goal in time that I want to be able to trade a silver bullet setup consistently a few times a week. I want to be able to consistently find five handles rather in ES, at least one session per day. There's nothing inherently wrong with placing a time scheduled goal, but you have to be flexible in that. And some of you don't really write that into your trading plan or your study. You made no allowance for it. It's finite. It's definitely got to be this time. And what you've done is you created an adversity that you will constantly refer back to every day. If you don't have a positive increase, you're going to feel like you're going to be overcome by that adversity. It's going to feel like it's a looming event on the horizon that's going to undo you, overtake you, prevent you from succeeding. And that feeds that what if thinking, that what if toxic thinking that, what if I don't really amount to anything in trading? What if I've looked at all these different approaches to trading and even outside of my stuff and you just can't find it? What happens if you are in that category? Well, you're in that category if you want to be in that category. That's the only way you end up there. Because if you stop, you are there. You arrived at unsuccessful. Population increase by 1. But that's a choice. That's a destination you choose to pitch a tent in and live there. You don't have to be there. But it's a temporary destination. Everybody goes through that. in the early stages, unsuccessful attempts. But the adversities that successful people see, they see them as mile markers or rungs on a ladder.